Hey everybody, welcome in to Morning Talk with Mike and Paul. I'm Big Mike, and that there is my buddy Sir Paul, straight out the box in England. So, hey guys, it's colder than all get out here in Oklahoma. I hope you guys looked at that thumbnail. That's what it feels like. I mean, I don't think we got any snow. It was just sleet. It started raining on Friday night. I believe it was Friday night sometime, maybe around 4 o'clock. And then the pellets, as soon as the sun went down, the pellets started going and it all night long. And we woke up the next morning and we had I want to say about 3.5 inches of frozen sleet, just frozen sleet, and covered everything. Went out there, the automatic chicken door opened up. It's working like a charm. It's been out there for almost 2 years. It's working like a charm. It opens up. You can hear the ice cracking off of it. Chickens won't come out. Chickens would not come out. It said, there ain't no way. It's too cold. And until yesterday, they did not come out of the hen house all weekend long. And then Terry went out there. We put their bowls underneath, 2 bowls underneath the chicken house where there's no snow. But there was so much ice on the ramp, they wouldn't come out. So we had to put water in there because they'll be okay for a couple of days with no food. But we had to take water out there several times during the day, each day, and bust up because we got these rubber bowls, these big rubber bowls. And you can just bounce them off the ground. It'll knock the ice off and everything, and then give them water and stuff like that. But that's what we've been doing all weekend is watering animals, making sure they get at least a drink of water, 3 times a day. But everything is frozen solid here.
It's been raining here since Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not been coming down in buckets, it's been that drizzle.
Yeah. I think it was like on Friday, it got down to 13 degrees. And then we woke up Saturday. It was 9 degrees when we got up. Sunday was 6 degrees. And this morning was 9 degrees again. On the national map I'm looking at right now, it's 9 degrees here now, still 9 degrees. Up in Kansas, it's 1. Parts of Kansas is -2. Nebraska goes from -4 up to -11. Minneapolis is -18. It is warmer in Utah than it is here. It's warmer in New York City than it is here in Oklahoma. New York is, 13 degrees there. Along the East Coast, it's like Maine is 0. Vermont and New Hampshire is like 7 degrees. Massachusetts is 13. Going into Virginia is 18. 23 in North Carolina. No. 32 in North Carolina. And then I just watched a report that all the roads in Atlanta are just like shut down, nothing but ice everywhere. A lot of closings. I know the VA's not opening up until 1 o'clock this afternoon. The base is only emergency personnel only going to work where I used to work out here. Texas is like 10 degrees in Amarillo. Dallas is 16. Waco is 19. All the way down where Jovita lives and Jared Crocker, it's 25 down there, 25 over in Houston. El Paso is 27. So, guys, this is affecting everywhere. But it's 74 in the bottom of Florida, and I think
I don't think this is down to nature.
Jacksonville is 59.
I think this is down to God. He's trying to get those illegals to go back where they came from because it was warmer.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you're in the States and you're homeless, it's cold no matter where you're at. And I'm going to tell you something. All this global warming thing just shot a hole in your whole global warming thing because it is cold. Oh, man. Good Lord, it's cold. But, hey, the house is warm. These two dogs of ours, they're spoiled rotten. They are spoiled rotten. I keep telling them if they don't mind, I know a bunch of dogs that live outside, and I can't believe people are leaving their dogs outside. And good Lord. But out in the country, they just throw a bunch of hay in a doghouse and let their dogs survive, I guess. But hey, let's say hello to some people in here. Hey, I did put the link at the top. If you want to join us in the conversation today, there's nothing off limits here, as everybody knows. A lot of crazy stuff going on. A lot of crazy stuff. They've been handing out sentences for these people that have been part of this whole fraud. And there's some fraud going on in a place I wouldn't think it would happen, but it is. And we'll talk about that also. But I seen Tamara. She came in here.
Yep.
Good morning to you, Tamara. Let me get all the way back up here. Wow, that's a lot of. We got 21 people in here. Everybody's saying hello. All our friends over in Asia came in early to lend their support, and they hit that thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up, guys. I want to say, wow, 21 people came in. Yeah. There's Heartland Headquarters with Dink and Tank. There's the beautiful Penny Ortiz. She's going to be listening. She's making homemade cheese this morning.
She told me off last night.
Did she really?
Oh, yes.
Well, she probably had a reason.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, that's what you say.
All I said to somebody's comment was, use a mouth organ.
Oh, there's Jason.
Paul Honeyman, watch it.
Jason over at Okies Eden.
Yep, Jason.
Good to see you, brother. Oh, there is Wendy over at Good Morning Frozen Friends over at Hardknack Farms. She's not feeling. She's feeling under the weather. I think she said she's going to be making some soup today. She's got a sinus infection. Oh man, guys, let me tell you something. We did our live on Thursday, and I woke up Friday morning. I had to go do my MRI on my knee, and I woke up and I felt this pressure. Like I tried to open my eye, and I'm going, "What the heck is going on?" And I looked in the mirror, and my face was swollen up, and I had this pain shooting up right through here. And I had this big goose egg on my eyeball right here. My cheek was swollen up, and I had an infection of my canine. And I had the day before, I had been eating some chips or doing something, and I cut my gum. You ever done that? Eating chips and stuff, and one just shoves up. Oh man. And I guess it got infected or something, and I had an impacted canine tooth. Guys, that thing started swelling up, and I told Terry, I said, "What the heck is this?" And
You wouldn't stop ignoring, so Terry hit you.
she goes, "You go to the emergency room." So I went and did my MRI because that was at 8:00 in the morning. I had to be there at 7:30. And so I went in there, did my MRI, and the dude looked at me and goes, "Dude, who punched you?" And I said, I got an infection or something in my tooth. So then after that, I go over to an emergency room, and the guy says, "Hey, we're under emergency staff here. You need to go see a dentist. There's nothing I can do for you. I don't know nothing about teeth." He was really an ass. I said, "Well, can't you just get me some antibiotics?" He goes, "I don't know what you got." And so I said, "Well, screw it." I came home. I hate dentists like I hate snakes. Hate them, hate them, hate them. And I came home, and I still had antibiotics left over from my hip surgery. And I started pounding those things. Terry goes, "You're not supposed to." I said, "I'm doing it. I ain't going." That's how much I hate the dentist. And I took it. It went away. By Sunday, all the swelling had gone down. The pain had gone. There's no more tenderness. But because those antibiotics they gave me for my hip surgery were some strong things. And I was just pounding down the liquids because it was drying me out. And I took those, and it's gone. So, man, it was bad. I looked like the Elephant Man. It was just swelled up. So, I hate dentists, guys. I hate them. Let's see. Something about, let's see. I'm still scrolling, guys.
Rebecca's come in.
Rebecca touched by yarn.
Yep.
Hello, Rebecca. Hey, have fun in nature's here. Welcome in.
That's Tiffany.
Is that Tiffany?
Yes. Tiffany and Brian.
Tiffany and Brian.
I know that because they were on Whistle Stop Homestead's live last
night. I was watching the playoff game, football games yesterday.
Yeah, well, you know what you can do with your football.
Terry's team is going to the Super Bowl. She is a diehard Patriots fan.
Go traitors! Go traitors!
There is Girly Santa. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hey, there's Karen Gradiosi. Welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. There is Rebecca. Oh, no, that's Jamie. Jamie, you still owe me a phone call. I talked to Kevin. I know you guys are moving into your new place and all that, but when you can find some time, give me a call. And because you won the giveaway, I just need to know what you want off of our merch store, and we'll get.
Do you know how Jamie knows I got 8 inches?
What's that?
Do you know how Jamie knows I got 8 inches? She had Kevin check it.
Oh, good Lord, Paul.
And he does another tape measure.
There is Cook with Sumara. Sumara? Welcome in. Glad to see you. There's Abby. Hello, Abby. Good to see you.
We've got a special guest today.
Who's that?
Ridge Life.
All right. That's because he's frozen into his cocoon.
Yeah.
He can't leave the house. He's frozen. It's cold. Man, it got cold in Tennessee, guys.
I'll tell you what, if he needs to warm up, all he's got to do is go inside his electric shed.
Yeah.
He's got a heater in there.
Hello, Janice. Welcome in. Good to see you again. Yeah, there was, let me look over here. What did they say Tennessee was all about? Tennessee, 11 degrees. And I think that's Nashville is 11 degrees. And I'm looking at the map, it gets a deeper purple going over towards West Tennessee. And Memphis is 9 degrees, same as it is here. Little Rock is 11 degrees. Man, I'm telling you something. You can take your global warming and stuff it.
Yeah, sing it along to the theme tune of You Can Take This Job and Shove It.
Hey, Debbie Drock, welcome in. 14 here in New Hampshire. Yep. Hey, Mike Birch, welcome in, brother. And there's Daniel. North Dakota. It is between 8 degrees to -7, the real temperature. Not the real feel, the real temperature up in North Dakota. Good Lord. Oh, really? And where is that in Northwest?
Northwest Montana.
Yeah, Northwest Montana says it's 9 degrees there. But if you go over towards the east, it gets up to around 16 degrees. 15, 16 degrees, it says, currently.
Jamie, you never complain when he has it out.
Ray Castillo, welcome in, brother. It's 10 degrees, yeah. Wow. Yeah, the temperature and the real feel are two different worlds. Yeah, because you go outside and it's got like we got like a 3 mile an hour wind, and it's just enough to make it even more miserable.
Yeah.
Hey, Troy Sutton. Indiana is 7 degrees. Yeah, it says Chicago's at 1 degree. Yep, 7 degrees. And as I guess there's something going across that part because it's 1 degree in Chicago, and then as you're going down towards Springfield, Illinois, it's like -5. And then as you go towards St. Louis is -2. So, wow, it's cold. My mother-in-law and friends of ours, they live in Missouri, and I know it's cold there. Oh, let's see. Hey, how are you doing, Eric? Camp Verde, Arizona. I went rabbit hunting there in Camp Verde. That's where we used to always go up to. I'm from Mesa originally, and we used to go up to Camp Verde. That's where we'd always go hunting up that area. I love that Cottonwood Junction area, Camp Verde area. Just beautiful part of Arizona. Just a beautiful part of Arizona. Strong foot of snow up there in New Hampshire. Come on. There you go. Whew. Karen Bress said we have 13 inches of snow and the wind is still coming. It's still coming. Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Whew. You guys are around 10 degrees right now. Wow.
I don't want to know who Karen got to measure that.
Who what?
Who Karen got to measure that 13 inches?
Daniel's saying it's 75 in North Dakota, but of course he's in the house. Hey, the Bud Files. Welcome in. Hardneck said they got up there 8 to 9 inches at their farm. There isn't enough coffee to keep warm in my bones. -10 degrees over there at Troy Sutton. Feels like -4. South Dakota's -7. Yep. Wow, it's cold. Hey, there's Don Ray B. She's over in West Virginia, I think that's where she's from. That's where she lives. Yeah. It is supposed to, I think we get a break in this starting tomorrow. Tomorrow here is supposed to be 28 for the high tomorrow, and then it gets up into the 40s on Wednesday. Then we take a small dip, but nothing like this. This is.
Have you got to Jody yet?
Jody Young?
Yes.
Not yet. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any questions or.
There's no questions.
There you go. Don't be a bum. Hit the thumb. Hey, there's Jerry.
Tamara, some people like being a bum to get hit by a thumb.
I hope everything went well with you, Jerry.
He says he's making a good recovery.
Good.
He was another one that I was chatting to last night with Ed.
Yeah. Well, we don't talk healthcare with Jerry because he usually ends up in the hospital.
We talk healthcare with Jerry, and Jerry goes, "Hang on, I'm only up to 7.5 million so far."
A snowy Cape Cod. Charlene Grady's in the house. There's Musgrave Farms. Wow, just started snowing again. I think we're done. It is nothing but blue skies outside. So I think it's all past us for right now. We got blue skies in southern Oklahoma. Southern Oklahoma, North Texas. Yeah. Let's see.
Tim says his.
Hey, Jody Young. Oh, thank you for the 5 members. You're such a sweetheart. She is.
Tim says his F-250 was sliding all over the place, going back and forth, checking on his mum.
Yeah. Yeah. Highway 69 coming out of Dallas, going north. It goes all the way up to Kansas. That, man. See, we don't have, in Oklahoma, we don't have the equipment as snow states do. I do know that on Friday when I went in to get my MRI done, I seen that the salt trucks, the liquid salt trucks, had already been down 69 because you can see the stripes on the road where they lay it down before all the ice came. So, and then the other night we seen the people took pictures of 69 and it was tore up from the floor up. Yeah, you couldn't drive on that stuff.
Tim was driving on his own land. He was only going down to check on his mum, and she's at the bottom of his land.
Who's this?
Tim, Rich Life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His F-250 was sliding all over the place, and that's just going down his own road.
Well, you know, when you got a 4-wheel drive and it's ice, then all you got is 4 wheels spinning. When it's ice.
If you've got a 4-wheel drive and it's ice, you've got fun.
Yeah. Well, until you hit a tree. Because once the sliding begins, yeah, it usually ends with a thud. And I know Tim would cry if he hit a tree with that beautiful truck.
Tim would cry if he hit a tree in his 4x4.
I need to get pulled out. And then, man, I'll tell you what. I think that I tried to take care of my teeth all these years. But I was in a rollover accident in the military and I slammed my jaw up against a radio mount and I snapped it knocked my back molars out on this side. And they had put a bridge in there. And that was 35 years ago. Was it 35 years ago that happened? Yeah. 35 years ago, and it just failed. So yeah, and that was Army dentistry. Those are some quacks. Trust me, that's probably why I don't like.
That's giving quacks a bad name.
Yeah, because when I went in the Army, I was in boot camp, and you go to the dentist. And I guess when I was in MEPS, they looked in my mouth and they go, "Ooh," and the one guy said, he goes, welfare dentist. I said, what? He goes, are you one of the kids that went to the trailer when you were growing up at school? I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, we call that the welfare dentist. They do crap work. And if you worked for the state, you didn't need to, they would bypass your state license and all that stuff, and you work for them. And when I was in boot camp, I had to go to the dentist so many freaking times because they were pulling what they did out and putting new stuff in. And I'm just like, oh, crap, I hate the dentist. But I hate the dentist. God, I get shivers down my spine when I think about them. Like I said, it's like snakes. I can't stand them. Yep. That's what Terry was saying. Go Pats. She tried to talk me into, I need to start rooting for the Pats because the Chiefs aren't in it this year. I said, I can't do it. Sorry.
Oh,
today is sunny. Yesterday was a huge snow and sleet storm. Thank God there was no freezing rain. Yeah, we got it here. And there he is. I finally got down to Ridge Life.
That's all right. That was 10 minutes ago.
I did. I told everybody that what Jesse and Lisa sent me. They sent me some Texas pecans. They sent me a veteran hat. I appreciate that. He sent me a veteran coin. He sent me that. Lisa sent me some balsamic onion jam that we use on quail. And what else they send me? Oh, the card. They sent me this 3D fishing card. Thank them for that. And then my daughter sent me, I don't know if like Nut of the Month Club or whatever it was. It's a big tray of different kind of nuts, pistachios, peanuts, blah, blah, blah. She sent me that. And she sent me a professional back scratcher. Every old guy needs that, especially if you've had shoulder surgeries and you can't reach.
What are these?
It extends. Oh, dude. Old dude need that. Yeah.
And they've got the fingers, the claws.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Terry, it came in yesterday. She bought me a quick disconnect for the back of my tractor. So all I have to do is back up into it, snap it on, and I'm good to go, whatever I'm using. So Terry bought me that. She bought it from a place called Good Works Tractor Company. And it comes with a lifetime replacement guarantee from Good Works Tractors. So I could have gone to Harbor Freight and got one for I think it was like $163, but I'm just leery of something made in China for the tractor. So we found this, and it came with a lifetime warranty. And if anything happens to it, we box it up, you bill them, cash on delivery or whatever, and then they send you a brand new one back. So I kind of like it. And it came in blue, just like Babe. So it matches the blue for LS, Ford, and Tim's tractor. What is that? What's he got?
New Holland.
Oh, New Holland, yeah. So they've got blue that matches all them. So that's why I got it. So could have got a black one. You can get a green one, whatever. And depending on your tractor, the end spread, which mine is like 27 and an eighth or something like that. So that's how we bought it. So all the implements on mine fit directly on there. For a Cat 1, Tim's probably got a Cat 2 tractor. So yep. Yeah, he can't even go to Murr's house. I mean, the roads are bad. Unless you got great insurance and you don't mind paying the $500 to $1,000 deductible, yeah, I'd just stay home.
Tim must have great insurance. I mean, look at all that work he gets paid to get done.
Oh, Tim didn't go on the cruise. Oh.
No, he didn't. David's with Levi this year.
Oh, so Tim was David's date on the cruise.
Yeah.
Originally. How does Murr feel about that, Tim? You two-timing her with David.
She's all right with that.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. I've already asked that question.
Oh, man.
I asked that during one of their lives.
Yeah, well, good news is that the temperatures will start going up. It is clear in Oklahoma. Everything has moved off to the east. Tomorrow, the temps climb up to 28 degrees. I believe that's what they said. Let me bring this back up. Come on. Anytime, sweetheart. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Today's 29. Today will climb to 29 degrees with clear skies. Tomorrow in Oklahoma, it's going to climb to 41 degrees. So everything will start melting. It'll be a soupy mess. And then Wednesday, it's going to be 48 as a high. Thursday, 51. And then Friday, it drops back down to 37. Saturday, 27. And then Sunday, 41 for the week. So, yeah, we'll still have low temperatures in the morning, but as soon as the sun crests, it'll start climbing. And we will try to put all this crap behind us. Yeah.
It's not done with yet.
We got lucky, mostly sleet. That's what we got. Heavy snow was north of us. Same here. Yeah, about 7 inches. I think we got what did we get? About 3 inches, 3.5 inches of sleet down here where I'm at. Brittany got sleet. Brittany got sleet and freezing rain down in Waco. And that what she said, babe? Sleet, okay.
On the bright side, spring is just around the corner, and it doesn't mean that spring's not going to have snow either.
See? Tim sees it. Tim's over there singing. I got sunshine on a partly cloudy day. I seen the thumbnail, but I didn't click on it because the game. I was going through my phone, and I seen that, and I meant to go back and watch that, which I will go back and watch that. Just shy of 2 feet of snow. And where is that, Karen? I'll find that out in about an hour when I get down to Karen's response. Let's see. Let me get this off here. I can see the bottom of the chat here.
Connecticut. There you go. That's the quickest answer you've ever had.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I remember one time I was in a place called Eder Oberstein, Germany. And it was at I was stationed on a Kaserne there, which is a small military base, and it was just the 40th Engineer Battalion, combat battalion, and we got an ice storm there. And I don't think I've ever been in an ice storm, even the one we had in Missouri back in the early 2000s wasn't as bad as this one. The freezing rain started, and the cars in the parking lot were in blocks of ice. And I don't just mean you couldn't open up the doors. I'm saying that the rain was coming down and it encased the entire car to the ground. You could not get to your car. And that was the entire, not just on base, it was that whole section of Germany. And I had never, ever, from being from Arizona, I had never seen something like this. And I mean, you couldn't tell what kind of car was underneath that ice. Mm-hmm. That's how bad it was. And we had freezing rain for 4 days straight. We didn't leave the barracks. We were eating MREs because cooks and stuff couldn't get to work to open up the mess halls. So they went down to the supply room and you had to go downstairs and get MREs, and that's what we ate for like 3 or 4 days. It was bad. And then it took 2 or 3 days for it all to thaw out. I've seen some bad winters in Germany.
I've seen a bad one in 77 or 78.
Yeah.
They literally had to get the army to come and dig the snow out so we could get out of the block. Mm. And that was a boarding school.
Yeah. The weather in New York is 13 degrees this morning. I don't know what the forecast is, but on the national map I had up, it was between 13 as you go south. It went down to 19 in Virginia. But yeah. And they haven't got, the bulk of this hasn't hit them yet. The Northeast, they're still, it's still coming. Yeah. West Virginia, 15 degrees. Yep.
Tim's having problems at Mayor's.
What's that?
Tim's having problems with the big freezing at Mayor's. Eclipse.
Yeah,
He's
the
just
Tucker
put a-
Nights in Nashville. Yeah.
He's just put a Ridge Life Ramblings video out.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, good morning to you. Kind of country.
Crystal. AKA Krista.
Krista. All right. Welcome in. And where are you from, Krista? Paul, are you watching the bottom of the chat?
I am.
All right. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know where this one's going to compare to remember the Arctic blast a couple of years ago and the year before that. Both of them hit like in February. I think that last year we only had one really bad day, and in 24 hours we got 11 and a half inches of snow, and it was over with. I'd take that any day, any year. And me and Terry and I was saying, up until this thing hit, we've had an awesome winter. The temperatures were awesome. We had days in December in the 80s. So, you got a weekend of this bad weather or a week of this bad weather, and that's all the winter you're going to have. I'll take it.
I just had a good laugh inside. Somebody's just come in.
That one was for you, Paul.
Somebody's just come in and says, I have only left the house by foot, and I totally understand why snowshoes exist.
Carrie?
Yep.
Yeah. I know they used to issue us no matter what type of shoe you were wearing, they gave us these things. They were I guess they're almost like spring loaded or something like and you strap them on your feet and you can adjust them, and they're like cleats for your shoes no matter what so you don't slip on the ice and stuff. The only problem is when they got filled up full of ice from walking, then you slip and fall.
Yeah. Kerry says, ha ha, are my comments that obvious? It's me.
Yeah, I love Carrie's post. I read all of them.
I read all the posts as they come in. If you're 3 feet tall, the snow can be a challenge. Jamie's challenge is making sure her body parts don't get below 3 feet.
Hello, Merns Pacquiao. Yeah, Merns is under the weather too.
Yeah.
She's not feeling well.
When that's because your legs are only 2 feet
generator
tall.
went out.
No, his generator doesn't go on all the time.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, he's got it. He's got it in a tent behind his electric place, and he only puts the generator on to top up his solar stuff.
Well, here's a question I have, and Terry and I were looking into this. There's a company called Generex, and I know they peddle these things at Lowe's, and they can hook you up with a contractor and all kinds of stuff. But what I have been reading is Generex. You can have a gas generator, you can have a diesel generator, or you can have a propane generator. And I was reading that the most reliable one and the most, how would you say, cost-effective one is the propane generator.
Yep.
So if you've got, like we do, we have a 500-gallon propane tank out here, and it's the line's dug under the foundation, and it comes up, yada yada yada. So on the house here, it's 3,700 square foot. A propane generator would make sense because when they come out to your house, they look at your square footage, they look at everything about your schematics, everything about your house. And then they'll tell you the size of generator that you need. And of course, when you do that, you have to report it to your insurance company and all that kind of stuff because it's what's going to power your house. So there's certain steps. You can't just hook one up and you're scot-free. You have to report that improvement. So the insurance will say, okay, you got it installed professionally, blah, 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 whatever. So you don't tear up your homeowner's insurance, right? Or they don't say, hey, you never reported this. You stuck a generator, and you could do that. You could all of a sudden, I got me a Harbor Freight generator, and I freaking burned down my freaking house because of it. See how that goes over with your insurance companies. So there's always things you have to do, but that propane Generex thing eliminates you from having to empty the fuel every year, clean it all out and stuff like that. You can test run your generator on your propane, yada, 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 so on and so forth. So I was thinking, hey, if you're living, and I thought of Tim when I was thinking about all this stuff before we went live, and, he's going to have a house. What is the most cost-effective way if the power goes out and so on and so forth? And, they can be a little expensive. I get it. But in the long run, running everything that Tim's going to have out there, and I was thinking about all that stuff. And some people don't qualify for it. And I found that out too, but Tim's having to build by code. In Tennessee, he has to build everything by code. And if you've been watching Tim's videos, which they're freaking awesome, all his videos are awesome. In a lot of places, you don't have to build by code. All right, you can just build whatever the frick you want, and you could end up burning down your house if you overload or underload or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a construction engineer. But I just think that the bang for your buck over time, something like a Generex or anything comparable for that, and then going on the propane side. So, two things. You're always going to have propane if your house requires propane. If you've got a gas stove, unless you have city gas, then you can still hook up a gas Generex for your house in case you lose power. And dude, boom, they're on. And anything that happens to it, freaking make sure you grab that lifetime warranty on it. So they have to come out and fix it. So, because in the long run, it's going to pay off. So just food for thought. If you're up there, I know if you're up in those cold places, they get hit all the time, and you have power outages and stuff like that all the time. We have tornadoes here. It doesn't do a whole lot of good if a tornado takes everything with it, right?
There's a YouTube channel called Red Poppy Ranch.
Yeah.
He's got a generator, and he had it converted from normal gas to propane.
Yeah.
And the only difference is it's a filter. You take off the where the gas goes into the generator. You take off the fitting, and it's like a gauze filter. You put that in there and then tighten it back on again, and it's gone from normal gas to propane.
Really?
Yeah. And he's literally built his homestead.
Oh, wow. I am not that guy.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't have figured that out if someone had something to my head and was going to pull the trigger. I would never been able to think of something like that or do something like that.
But he got that generator because he had a big propane tank for the house. And when I say big, I'm talking about 2,000 gallons.
Oh, wow.
And then he went out and bought himself a 500-gallon one to go along with it. You know the gas tanks that go along on the back of the lorry?
Yeah.
He bought a complete bed with the gas tank on it from the gas company. Got everything off, so it was just the two tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a lot of that here in Oklahoma. Barns and stuff collapsing. We have things called tornadoes. It takes care of all those weak and rickety buildings here in Oklahoma. And we have a thing called straight line winds between 75 and 100 miles an hour. I'm going to tell you something. If you never seen a piece of siding fly through the air and cut a tree in half because of straight line winds, come to Oklahoma. We'll show you a good time.
Tim says his generator runs on gas or propane.
Yeah. What's that?
Tim says his generator runs on gas or propane.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's Minty Cactus out in Tucson. Yeah. It's nice and comfy out there where she's at. Terry keeps trying to talk me into moving back to Arizona.
I know, Jamie.
We absolutely love the Tucson area over the Phoenix Valley. The Phoenix Valley is just getting too populated. We live down in Sierra Vista, Arizona. The only thing that we really had problems with that you got to get used to is what do they call those things? The monsoons, and why they build community the way they do and stuff like that. The big canals to capture all that water to push it away. And then we were there
You mean
when
the tsunamis?
the Huachuca Mountains caught on fire, and then the rains came right after the mountain caught on fire. Then the monsoons came, and everything, people were building their houses on the side of the mountain and all that, and it all came running down because there was no grass, or everything was burnt off, and it was just mudslides. All the houses that were safe from the fire got slammed with tons of mud when we were there. But I don't know. I think my disdain for moving back to Arizona was the hunting laws that Arizona imposes on their citizens. For example, we lived in Missouri, right? I just go over to the Walmart and get me a deer tag. Okay? That's it. Arizona, everybody has to apply for tags. Okay? And I didn't like that. You know? And you see like people, they'd say, okay, I want to go elk hunting, but you can't get into an area, or mule deer hunting, and you can't get into an area, and you pay state taxes and all this other stuff. But then you see people that come from out of state, and they grant them tags in the area that you wanted to hunt in. You're like going, what the frick? You know? Because they're paying more. But you pay taxes all year round to the state, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And, you know, non-residents, they set aside so many tags in all these areas for people to apply for. And then whatever's left over, hey, if you're a citizen, then you can get one if you've got preference points and all this other garbage. So I don't think that's right.
No.
You know, I think you should take care of your citizens of your state first, and then anything left over, then, you know, Colorado's the same way, you know. But in Colorado, as a, I can buy my bow tags over, you know, at the Walmart. They say, okay, here's your bow tags. And then your rifle tags and stuff like that, you know, bear tag's $49. An elk tag is $49. A mule deer tag is $49. That's all you're paying. If you're a non-resident, it's $498 and on up. I don't know what it is now. Don't quote me on it. But they do it the same way. Not as restrictive as Arizona. And then when you're in Arizona, and let's say, hey, I want to go, you know, hunt up in the Kaibab. Okay, man, everybody wants to hunt up in the Kaibab, right? Or go over to the White Mountains. Once you're in the White Mountains, you better not step on reservation land, because they will rip you a new one if you're on reservation land. Well, hell, almost all Arizona's reservation land, just like Oklahoma here. But we don't have that law here. You know, I can hunt in the state. So it's just, I don't know. That really gripes me, you know. But now I believe, didn't Arizona, weren't they passing some law about taxes? Didn't they just pass 100% for VA disability? They just passed it, but Oklahoma has that. So I don't need to go back there to take that benefit. Texas, they have it 100% disabled. You ain't going to pay property tax in the state of Texas, but then they don't have income tax, but then your sales tax is much higher because they don't have an income tax. So people always say, hey, there's benefits, but then you say, okay, what's offsetting that benefit? And the answer is higher sales tax. So there you go. I'm going to try to get to the bottom. I'm sorry, guys. I'm skipping down to the bottom because I will never get through this if you know me. Hey, Coffee Walks and Whatever's in here. Welcome in. There's Miss Donna. How are you doing, Donna? My cousin ran a deer hunt on his ranch. New York doctors loved Oklahoma deer. Yeah.
Tell you something I don't agree with. Landowners having to get tags to hunt on their own land.
Well, I know in Missouri you could get landowner tags. I used to get them. I had 160 acres of land in Missouri, and all I did is go and get landowner tags. You can't use them anywhere else but on your land, but that's fine too.
No. Why should you have to get a tag for hunting on your own land?
Because you have to, it's the accountability. Okay. All you're doing, you're not paying for it. You're getting landowner tags. It's the reporting part. So when you kill a deer, you have to go online. You have to use the number that's on your tag for landowner tags, even though you didn't pay for it, and you have to report that kill. And then you have to take that tag, put it around the horn or back by its tarsal gland. You cut the tendon and you can put it through there and you tape it on there. That tag goes with that all the way through processing.
So you don't pay for landowner tags?
No, you do not.
Okay. Now, I've got no problem there.
But there is a reporting requirement for everything that you hunt because of wildlife. They have to manage everything.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you had to pay for it just like everything else.
No. And I'm sure every state is different, but what I understand is landowner tags is landowner in Missouri. If you have 5 acres or more, you can get landowner tags. Okay, I believe that's still the case. I could be wrong, but when I lived there, it was 5 acres or more. And depending on your acreage is how many you can have. Now, you can't get more than the common citizen could get. Okay, if they're saying you can only get an antler deer during bow season, an antler deer during gun season, an antler deer during black powder or whatever your rule is, you can't get more than the regular citizen can get. You're just not paying for them. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was bloody disgusting.
Here's the problem that we're facing here. The property tax goes up constantly. Okay?
Your income doesn't.
No. But what happens here is, and I think it's a freaking racket. And I say that because when we bought our house in the land here, it was at a certain price. And the funny thing is when we had it assessed, for some strange reason, when we had it assessed, it came out to exactly what the people were asking for. Crazy, right? Came out to the exact amount. I'm going, that's kind of strange. And then we're here. We've been here. We're working on our 6th year here in the house we're living in right now. And how much has it gone up, the assessed value of the house? In 6 years, the assessed value of our house has gone up over $150,000. Haven't added anything. Haven't done any improvements, but the county has assessed over 6 years over $150,000 onto our property. Do you think we could get that? Could you say, hey, we bought it for here, let's add another 150 and let's see if we could sell it? Probably not. But that's what they do here. So
Terry's leaving.
Valued at this. So then what happens?
Carrie's leaving.
Carrie?
Yep.
All right. Bye, Carrie. They do it for tax reasons. Okay.
No, they do it to screw you reasons.
Well, yeah, but it's still for taxes. Okay. For the county. Because we live out in the county. I couldn't just imagine what house values inside the city limits when you're paying county tax, city tax, and all that, and your state tax, all that rolled up in one. Because I do know that if, let's just say, something happened to our house, which number do you think the insurance company is going to pay off? The assessed value of the house or what we bought the house? Plus whatever they're saying, oh, depreciation, blah, blah, blah. You know, insurance companies. This one over here, assessed value, ain't going to play into the picture. Period. And I think it's a big freaking ripoff. That's why I think it's a good thing, like Florida just did. There is no property tax in Florida, or soon to be no property tax in Florida. Okay? I think it's a great idea. Find other ways. Stop screwing the people that pay your salaries. Stop coming up with dumb freaking tax laws. Ugh. Now, I couldn't live in a totally blue state because, man, they tax you for everything to pay for all these freaking programs that they can't get federal funding for.
No, they tax you for everything that they can steal from you.
Hello, Wanda. See, we're down here acting like, you know, we're on an iceberg down here, this cold weather and stuff like that. People up in Canada say, hey, it's Wednesday. It's always cold like this. What are you talking about? Yeah, and I agree. They're going to do what I said. If I've said this once, I've said it a dozen times. I would like to punch the guy in the face or gal in the face, whoever it is, that came up with the idea, how can we make more money up here to fund these projects? I know. Let's tax everybody on everything they own. That's a good idea. I bet you that guy got punched on the playground. Okay. I'm pretty sure. because I think it's one of the worst ideas you could ever do. What does that mean? You never own your property. You could sit around and say, hey, I'm a sovereign citizen. And you could play that stupid game. Okay. All right. And say, I'm not paying these taxes, and see how fast they confiscate your property. Don't pay your property tax, and see how fast your county takes your property. Okay. I think it's a horrible idea. You work all your life, hopefully to retire debt-free. Your house is never paid off. You may have the mortgage thing to it, but you're still paying taxes to a government, to a county, to a state that does absolutely butt kiss for you, except take your money. I don't think that's right.
No.
You already got the income tax. Hell, when you collect Social Security, the first thing they take out is your federal tax and your state tax. If you've got state tax on income, that's the first thing they take away. So they say, hey, you're gonna be making a whopping, $3,000 a month minus, $300 taxes and all this other garbage, state tax, federal tax, all that stuff's got to go away. That's just the way it goes. But not your property. You own that. It's just another way of there being handlers. Okay. And then they're going to turn around and sell it and collect that money and then tax the next fool who buys your property after they sell it. God, I hate that. On everything. Yeah. And to them, it makes sense. But it doesn't make sense.
No.
What? I mean,
I can't understand why you have to pay federal, state, and what's the other one?
Sometimes local, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. You should only have to pay local. You shouldn't have to pay state or anywhere else.
No, that's not the way they do it. You're going to pay FICA. You're going to pay state tax. Then you're going to pay into Medicare, Medicaid, all that stuff. You pay that your whole life. I just think they should leave two things. A couple of things they should leave alone. The property tax, personal property tax. Those are two different animals in some states. Missouri, I paid property tax and I paid personal property tax in Missouri when I lived there. They should leave that alone. Okay. I think that they're not taking care of their citizens when they do stuff like that. Okay. Look at Florida.
They're not taking care of the citizens on the low end scale.
No, they're not. I mean, no. But, in defense of rich people, okay? And when I say rich people, when your income starts with a B, as in billions,
Mm-hmm.
they pay more in taxes even after they hire lawyers to get them out of a lot of taxes than the rest of us combined. And people don't understand that. Remember, it's the guys who have B in their income that create more jobs than the people with the M's, the millions. Okay? They create jobs. they make incomes flow. And these politicians that sit up there and say, oh, you're going to give a tax break to the da 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 da, they still pay more in taxes than the rest of us do. And people don't understand that. Okay? They don't understand that. All right? I may start a business and I may never make $1 million a year, and I can only employ 3 or 4 people to make my business stay solvent. Okay? But what about, the guy who owns Amazon? What's his name? Zoros, or frick his name is? How many people does he employ? Hundreds of thousands of people. Okay. Yeah, he's getting tax breaks. He's got lawyers finding everything, but he still pays more in federal tax than everybody in the state of Oklahoma does.
Wendy says his name's Bezos.
Bezos, okay. Still pays more in taxes. Simple fix. It doesn't take a genius, and I'm not one. Right? Terry will attest to that.
I'll attest to that.
Is you need to throw the tax code away and tell everybody you pay 15% tax. End of tax code. Everybody pays it. Whatever you make, you pay 15%. You're done. You will bring in more revenue that way. Because your billionaires don't have a loophole. Your millionaires don't have a loophole. The guy making minimum wage doesn't have a loophole. Okay? Everybody pays 15%. You're done. Close the door. But yet they have all these. The tax code is so big. You and I, you could read it all day and don't even know what the hell you read. That's the problem. Everybody pays 15%. Everybody pays 10%. Whatever the case is, you'll still bring in more money that way when there's no cheat codes. I mean, this is like a video game. You open up the book or you look online, what's the cheat code for this? That's what these lawyers are doing for these rich people.
Are you having a dig at Terry again?
What?
Are you having a dig at Terry again?
I'm not.
For a cheat codes.
Oh, yeah, she does that all the time. She gets stuck on something. She goes on these little chat sites for the game, and she puts a question in there, and everybody's, oh, this is what I did, blah, 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 blah. And it actually works.
Yeah.
Instead of spending all day on one quest and trying to figure it out yourself. Yeah. Hey, there's James Hall, y'all. Why is this mouse acting like this? Huh. So the other thing that they can do away with is the inheritance tax. So let's just say you own a farm. You die. You leave the farm, okay, to your kid or whatever. They have to turn around and pay the tax, the inheritance tax on that farm. That is wrong.
Yeah. And
That
our
is
government,
wrong.
our government decided to follow your lead on that one.
That is asinine. Why do you think we don't have a lot of farmers nowadays like we used to? Because all those old farmers died and left it to their kids, and the kids couldn't pay the inheritance tax. That is a bunch of BS. Inheritance tax is BS.
James has been here from nearly the start. He says at the bottom there, James has said, I've been here how long? He's been here from nearly the start. and you've just said hello to him.
And
He's querying it.
I'm
Have you
sorry.
not?
I can't do nothing about that, James.
Have you seen our news lately? Have you seen the British news?
No, I don't get British news.
Our farmers are actually blocking all the distribution points for the mega stores.
Really?
Oh yeah, they've been doing it for nearly 10 days now.
Oh, wow.
They go out at night. They go out at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's a whole convoy of them, all doing different areas, and they're blocking off the distribution warehouses so that the lorries can't get in or out, because they're sick and tired of the extra taxes that they have to pay, the inheritance tax they have to pay, and the cheaper. The government are telling them they've got to lower their prices because they can get it cheaper from abroad. So they've had enough.
Wow. Yeah, the death tax. Fuck, you can't even die anymore. Can't afford to die.
I can.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. I think Oklahoma, yeah. They got to figure out a way. They have to figure out a way to get past this. And the number one way of getting past this is stop growing your government. Our governments at the state level, at the federal level, is just way too freaking big. It's too big. You know, if you only bring in $1.4 trillion at the federal level, you should treat that like, hey, we can't afford this. Teach your employees the word no. Okay. When I had to live within a budget, I had to use the word no. Sure, there was whining and crying, but there's nothing after the word no. Okay. You'll stop wasting it. All right. People would start. I mean, I don't know how many people, that work for the government. I couldn't even imagine how much toilet paper left military installations and found service in the private homes. You know what I mean? It's crazy. If you can't afford the Department of Education, then don't have one.
Gillen Farms has just joined us.
All right. Bend Over Acres is here. Hey, there's Shade Tree Cook. There's James Hall, y'all. I'm just telling you, stop funding things you can't afford. If you can't afford a $13 billion aircraft carrier, don't build one. Okay.
If you can't afford 76 or 176 politicians, don't fund them.
Look, there's 50 senators. No, wait, I'm sorry. There's 100 senators. There's 2 senators for every state, right? Why can't there be 100 Congress people in the House of Representatives? Why do you need 400 and something? Why?
You don't.
Somehow you're doing it in the Senate with 100 plus the vice president. Why can't you do the same thing in the House of Representatives? Why do you need 400? Okay. Just say, hey, the same districts, Democrat, Republican, whatever the senator in your state has as far as his district, do the same thing with the House of Representatives. Why do you need 400 and something? That's 400 and something idiots up there arguing and fighting and not getting anything done. They could do the same thing with 100. I just don't understand it. It just doesn't make sense to me.
That makes sense to me.
If you can't afford a welfare system, you might want to rethink it. Yeah, if you can't afford Medicare, then you might have to rethink it. You just keep going in the hole because that's the way we've always done it. Okay? It doesn't cost no more money to build a car now as it did years ago. The only problem with is people want to make more money. Unions have taken over.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why if you don't live in a right to work state where unions don't control every aspect, okay, it's just asinine. But I will tell you that it's probably not going to, be fixed in my lifetime. There's no way in God's green earth it'll be fixed in mine. But those are just things that's on my mind because it's just if it's in my mind, it's in a lot of people's minds. Okay. Hey, and what else was there? Oh, I said this at the very beginning. I just watched a special, and I think it was Fox 5 in Portland, Oregon. Did you know that Portland, Oregon is inundated by home health care? Portland, Oregon right now has, I think they said, 41 home healthcare businesses in just the city of Portland, Oregon. Like 41, something like that. Home healthcare companies, not headquartered there. They just open businesses there. There's one building that this one guy rents out. It's just got office space, right? There's 21 companies in that one building, all of them home healthcare companies. And they're all ran by Somalis.
Oh,
So 21 in one building. So they went in there and they're paying their rent. The guy said, man, I don't have a problem with these guys. They're paying their rent. He goes, but it's kind of strange that there's 21 separate companies doing the exact same business in a city the size of Portland, Oregon. And then they found out when the news was investigating, there's other buildings within the town that they have the same business set up under different names. And when they went into the one office, there was one table and two chairs and a phone sitting on it. That's it. no employees, no nothing, but they have a computer there that is sending out billing notifications every single day. Or no, every week they send a bill to Medicare, Medicaid. For the one company was something like 5,000 billings a week they will send out to the federal government and get paid for. And they're not servicing a damn person. Just another fraud case. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I'm sorry. And then I seen the federal court cases up in Minnesota. The one guy, one of the masterminds behind the fraud thing, he was found guilty and he was given 30 years in prison. They confiscated everything that they could find in his name. They're not even going to come close to getting their money back. And the judge sentenced him to 30 years in prison. And the guy had the gall to say, could you just deport me so I don't have to go to prison? And the judge said, yes, after you serve 30 years. And he started crying. I'm going. And then another lady, they gave her 8 years and she started singing like a canary. And the judge says, he didn't shut her up either. And he said, you should have done this when they offered you a plea bargain. You were so arrogant thinking you were going to walk away from this. So, yeah, they're as fast as they can put them in prison, guys, they're putting them in prison. And then they're doing the deportation order after that. So, anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in.
Wait a minute. I'm doing something for Wanda here.
Hey, did you know that James Hall's in here? And there's Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda. Rhonda Dotson's here.
Right.
James, you're never going to live that down with me. There's Paul Honeyman. Kinda Country, a.k.a. Krista. I know her. That's Krista Ware. Am I correct?
She's the wife of Brian, Wonder Arts and Adventures.
Yeah, I know her. She wished me a happy birthday.
Yeah, Krista and Brian Ware.
I didn't recognize the channel name, but I do know. I seen her when I went to her channel and I seen her face. I go, I know her. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I've met both of her and Brian before. I believe they came to Oklahoma for a meetup. I believe a long time ago. I think it was one of the Shoot Dang Fest. Yeah. That's where I met her at. Look at there. Look at there. All right. So anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Guys, we're going to go through a thaw out this week. I'm all for that. I want to thank Terry for her work on the thumbnail. I think, guys, if you haven't used Chat GPT, boy, I'm going to tell you something. You're doing yourself a disservice. I'm going to tell you something. You can come up with some of the best thumbnails and then put it over into Chat GPT and say, hey, help me out. And they will come up with some great ideas for you. And you up your game on your thumbnails, guys. I think we did a good job on that one, Paul.
Yep. I think you did a fantastic job on that one.
Yeah.
And then again, I look good in comic anyway.
You know, sadly to say, you do look good on that one.
I look good anyway.
But guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Remember, be kind to one another, help somebody in need, and always think of that. Hey, so we'll be back on Friday. Hopefully better weather than we have right now. Remember, there is no Sergeant's Talk TV tomorrow night. Jason is down in the Caribbean soaking up the sunshine with his bride and about 20 other people.
Yeah,
so
there's 21 there.
We will not be live there, but we will be back on February 3rd. Wednesday, Terry and I hanging at the Homestead. We will be here with bells on. So come please join us. And then we'll see you on Friday for Morning Talk with Mike and Paul. Paul, what do you got going on this week?
I've got the cars in for its MOT on Wednesday. Apart from that, I've got fuck all on.
Guys, thanks for coming in. Hey, love you. God bless you. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Stay safe, everyone.